Lennie Small is a central character in the novella of Mice and Men, written by John Steinbeck. Published in 1937, the story portrays the hardships of itinerant workers during the Great Depression and explores themes of friendship, isolation, and shattered dreams. Lennie Small is a physically strong but mentally disabled laborer who travels with his companion George. Despite his immense strength, he has the mind of a child, showing innocence, loyalty, and a deep need for guidance. His love for soft things and inability to control his strength lead to tragic consequences, making him both sympathetic and dangerous. One character's story. Lennie's story begins as he and George arrive near a ranch in California, seeking work. From the outset, Lennie is portrayed as childlike, forgetful, and dependent on George for direction. He carries a dead mouse in his pocket, illustrating both his fascination with soft objects and his lack of understanding about life and death. George repeatedly instructs him on how to behave, particularly warning him to avoid trouble. Their shared dream of owning a small farm plays a central role in Lennie's life. Unlike George, who sees the dream as a distant hope, Lennie believes in it wholeheartedly. His enthusiasm, especially his desire to tend rabbits, gives the dream emotional weight and reinforces his innocence. This dream becomes a source of comfort and motivation, something he clings to whenever he feels anxious. However, Lennie's past already foreshadows danger. In the town of Weed, he had caused trouble by touching a woman's dress because it felt soft, leading to accusations and forcing the pair to flee. This pattern of behavior, harmless intention combined with harmful consequences, continues throughout the story. At the ranch, Lennie's interactions with others further reveal his nature. He is drawn to Curly's wife because of her soft hair, despite George's warnings. His immense strength becomes evident when he crushes Curly's hand during a confrontation, acting out of fear rather than aggression. These incidents highlight the gap between his intentions and the outcomes of his actions. The turning point of Lennie's story occurs in the barn with Curly's wife. When she allows him to touch her hair, Lennie becomes frightened as she reacts to his grip. In panic, he shakes her, accidentally breaking her neck. This moment is not driven by malice but by fear and confusion, emphasizing his inability to control his strength or understand the consequences of his actions. After the accident, Lennie follows George's earlier instructions and hides near the river. Meanwhile, the ranch workers form a mob to hunt him down. George eventually finds Lennie and, understanding that a violent death awaits him if others reach him first, chooses to shoot him himself. As George describes their dream one last time, Lennie dies believing in a peaceful future, unaware of the full reality of his situation. Role in the narrative. Lennie serves as one of the most important driving forces in the narrative. His character shapes the plot, themes, and emotional impact of the story. First, Lennie is the primary source of conflict. Many of the story's key events, such as the incident in Weed, the fight with Curly, and the death of Curly's wife, stem from his actions. These moments propel the narrative forward and ultimately lead to the tragic ending. Second, Lennie embodies the theme of innocence versus harsh reality. His childlike perspective contrasts sharply with the brutal world around him. This contrast highlights the cruelty of a society that cannot accommodate those who are different or vulnerable. Third, Lennie deepens the portrayal of friendship. His bond with George is central to the story, demonstrating both loyalty and burden. While Lennie depends on George for survival, George finds purpose and companionship in caring for Lennie. Their relationship gives the narrative emotional depth and distinguishes it from the loneliness experienced by other characters. Symbolic significance. Lennie symbolizes innocence trapped within overwhelming power. His physical strength represents potential for both creation and destruction, while his mental limitations prevent him from understanding how to use that power responsibly. This duality makes him a tragic figure. He also symbolizes the vulnerability of those who do not fit into societal norms. In a world that values independence and productivity, Lennie's dependence and unpredictability make him an outsider. His fate reflects the harsh treatment of individuals who cannot conform. Additionally, Lennie represents the fragility of dreams. His belief in the farm and the rabbits keeps the dream alive, but his actions ultimately destroy it. Through Lennie, the story shows how even the purest hopes can be undone by forces beyond control. Steinbeck may have created Lennie to humanize those with intellectual disabilities and to challenge readers' perceptions of strength and weakness. By presenting Lennie as both gentle and dangerous, the author complicates simple moral judgments and encourages empathy. Lennie's character also allows Steinbeck to explore the tension between compassion and survival in a difficult economic environment. Most readers view Lennie as a deeply tragic and sympathetic character. His innocence and loyalty evoke compassion, while his actions create tension and unease. Readers often struggle with the moral complexity of his fate, particularly George's decision at the end. Overall, Lennie is widely seen as the emotional core of the story, representing both its tenderness and its tragedy. For conclusion, Lennie Small is a physically powerful yet mentally childlike man whose innocence defines his character. His concise portrayal reveals a figure driven by simple desires, companionship, security, and the dream of tending rabbits. Symbolically, he represents the conflict between strength and vulnerability, as well as the fragile nature of human dreams. Readers generally respond to him with sympathy, recognizing both his gentle nature and the tragic consequences of his actions. Through Lennie, the narrative delivers a powerful message about the limits of compassion in a harsh world. His story highlights how innocence can be both beautiful and dangerous, leaving a lasting impression on readers and reinforcing the novella's exploration of humanity, loneliness, and loss.